2859 is online at uh.edu/engines. Additional episodes are available by podcast.
KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, presenting A Christmas Carol, Friday, December 23rd at 7:30 p.m. The true spirit of Christmas in this production, filled with haunting special effects and heartfelt sentiment. A powerful story of redemption. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol has enchanted audiences the world over with its simple message of holiday joy. Friday, December 23rd at 7:30 p.m. at the Farmington Civic Center. "8:50 a.m. It is Thursday morning, December 1st, and we have an extra segment this morning to talk about a big event coming up tomorrow night here in Farmington. It is the annual Riverglo event along the Animas River, put on by, of course, the River Reach Foundation. Deanne Waters is here. She's the president of the River Reach Foundation. Deanne, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning, Scott.
I can't believe, we were talking before we came on the air, we can't believe that here we are at December 1st already. And Riverglo time, but this is an event that I think is growing and getting popular, and of course it's a really nice kind of calm event down by the river, and you've got luminarias, and you've got hot chocolate and hot cider and all kinds of things planned. Popcorn, good, and entertainment.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it. So This is a big event tomorrow night, 6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8 p.m. And what we have is we have 4 choral groups. We have at Archway Park, we have the Country Club Elementary school kids singing at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And then Farmington High School choir at 7. And then at the little pavilion at 6, we have the Piedra Vista choir singing, and at 7, then the Ladera Elementary. So it's a youth, and actually the whole event is pretty much revolving around youth. We have Santa Claus there.
Nice.
And yes, and his elves. And I think that is, the elves are from Piedra Vista Honor Society.
Okay.
And then we have the Grinch. And the Grinch usually has
He always shows up to mess things up, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Oh, the kids love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we sell popcorn and hot chocolate with whipped cream and hot apple cider.
Nice.
And then there's a few little trinkets.
Okay.
But, the Hermosa Junior High have been frantically folding the bags.
The luminaria bag, sure.
And
right.
they will be down there tomorrow morning to fill the sand and put the candles in.
Right.
So this is all pretty much revolving around the youth, which I think is a wonderful thing for the Farmington area.
Definitely. And so folks can basically come down and you just kind of wander through the trails along the river there, and of course Berg Park right there at Scott Avenue and San Juan Boulevard.
Yep.
And again, this is put on by the River Reach Foundation. It's a free event.
Yes, it is.
But I imagine if someone wants to make a donation, you wouldn't.
We would never turn down a donation.
Okay, good.
We do sell the popcorn and the hot chocolate.
That's
and hot
how you
cider.
make a little bit of money.
Well, for $1.
Yeah.
It's $1. And then there's a few little trinkets, for the children to buy.
Okay.
And I think the most expensive one is $5. Most of them are $1.
Yeah.
So it's really just something that people can come down and enjoy.
Sure.
And the Boy Scouts help out too. They're the ones that do all the cleanup.
Nice.
So we have a lot of youth participation.
Very much so.
And, I think this is our 24th year.
Okay.
That we've had.
Well,
maybe it's actually 23 because we weren't able to do it in 2020 because of COVID.
Right.
And then there was 1 year, we can't remember exactly when it was, but we got rained out.
Yes.
And I think the college was the same.
We had the same problem.
Same thing.
Yep.
But other than that, we've been putting this on since 1997.
Wow.
Yeah, it was December 5th, 1997 was the first time that we've did the
There you go.
Riverglo, and we've done it every year since then.
And it's such a great event, and it really goes along with, I think, the mission of the River Reach Foundation, which is to celebrate and protect the rivers
and
in
promote,
Farmington.
Enhance,
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what, of course, you all are behind the big River Fest celebration in the spring on Memorial Day.
Memorial Day weekend, and we're already working on that.
I'm not surprised. That's a huge event.
That's a huge event.
This one, not quite so much.
No.
And then the more recent one we were talking about, too, is the musical event in the fall that you started.
The Animas River Jam that we started. And that, again, is another little small event, but it's a very relaxing event, and people come out, they bring their lawn chairs, and we have some food vendors there, so they can buy food and drinks, or they can bring their own picnic and sit and listen to the music. And it's all in just one spot, so they don't have to wander around, and It's a very nice event, too.
Right. I think a
A
lot of
very relaxing event.
right, which is what we need these days. Any time of year, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the rivers are seen as Farmington's kind of hidden gem. If
Yes.
you're not aware, and then you find them, you think you've just found this really great, which is a really great thing in the middle of town.
In the middle of town, right?
And the city, I think, is to be commended for investing in the money for the trails. The River Reach Foundation has been a great
Yes.
partner to
Yes.
help with property acquisition and,
Right.
and working with the city to make all these things possible. And I
Right.
know you're not done yet. I know there's big
Oh,
plans.
no, there's a lot of plans. We've got a lot going on, and we've applied for some grants to help out on some of the bank stabilizations and doing some repair work that needs to be done along in the river, and we've got a lot of stuff on our
Very
plate,
exciting.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know when you talk to some of the folks who've lived here before all that work started, and they talk about the river, and it was like, well, that was just a dumping ground.
It
and there were
was.
rusted cars and this and that all down there. And to see it today is just a really
Right.
big change.
Real
and
big change. And we have one of our projects that we're going to be doing is we found out there's a lot of tires in the river. That's before the spring runoff. We hope to be able to remove all those
go
tires.
down and try to pull those out. Great.
Yeah.
Well, that would
That
be helpful.
it'd be helpful.
But
yeah.
it's a big job.
It's a big job.
Yeah,
it is.
but that's exciting
yeah.
that'll be happening. And of course, the trails that I know extend almost throughout the entire city. I know you're working on it, and the city is working on it too. And
We couldn't
of course,
do this without the city. The city has just been absolutely fantastic.
you're right, a
in
good
helping.
partner.
Very good partner.
Right.
I mean, they go over and above what they need to do to help us and help us put on these events. They're already out there putting up the tents and getting ready for Riverglo, and
Giving the park and everything and getting it ready
Yeah.
to go and
Oh,
all
yeah.
those things that you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
So that's important. Well, it's another great event. It's happening tomorrow night again,
At
6
6
to 8 p.m.
Yes.
Come and go.
come and go, enjoy the music, listen to the children and the young people singing the Christmas carols, and there's a live nativity there too.
Okay.
At Northeast Church.
Is doing.
Yes.
Okay.
So there'll be all of that there to have.
The
good
holiday
evening.
season is
Holiday
off to a
season,
full.
It's off to a start.
It
and then-
certainly is.
Then the next night is up here.
That's true. The luminary display here at the college, but Riverglo will get us started. Of course, the
Yep.
parade is tonight,
Right.
so that'll start too.
Right.
But a lot of great events. I'm glad you came over today. I know you're not busy at all the day before a big event.
No, today's kind of a busy day.
I understand. But you were already doing errands before you got here.
Yes,
I know
I
you told
was.
me. So
Yep.
you're busy today. But Deanne Waters, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
Good to visit with you, and have a good Riverglo tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Deanne Waters, my guest this morning from the River Reach Foundation. It is Riverglo 22 tomorrow, December 2nd, from 6 to 8 p.m. at Berg Park in Farmington.
Islam in the centuries after the Prophet Muhammad's death flowed east to India and west to Spain. This last had Moorish rule for more than 7 centuries.
A Moment in Time with Dan Roberts.
From CE 712 to 1492, some part of Spain was under Muslim control. At high tide, Arabs ruled almost all of Iberia. In the end, only Granada, dominated by the massive Alhambra fortress, could resist the Reconquista, the reconquest of the peninsula, led finally by Christian forces united under Ferdinand and Isabella. The city surrendered in the year Spain sent Christopher Columbus on his journey to a new world. The Arab penetration of Spain followed the consolidation of power within Islam after the death of Muhammad in 632. Murder and intrigue